Your alternative talk radio contact. The Planet. KGRAradio.com.
With infinite complacence, people went to and fro over the earth about their little affairs, serene in the assurance of their dominion over this small, spinning fragment of solar driftwood, which by chance or design, man has inherited out of the dark mystery of time and space.
Welcome to another episode of Into the Fray, hovering over you like a black triangle in a deserted field. Visit the mothership at intothefrayradio.com. There you can find all the episodes, the blog posts, ITF gear, and sign up for the free guest newsletter. The weekly show is, of course, always free and available in all podcatchers, but if you'd like to support the show, and why wouldn't you, go to the website and click Become an Insider, which in turn gets you extra content each and every month. And by the way, if you would be so kind as to leave a rating and review in your listening platform of choice, Cosmic Karma shall be yours. Be part of the discussion by joining the interactive ITF Facebook group. Follow on Twitter at ITF_radio and Instagram. If you have an experience that you'd like to share, email Shannon at intothefrayradio.com. Thanks so much for listening. Now, if you would be so kind, buckle up your safety belts. Put that tray table in the upright position. Liftoff is upon us.
On this episode of Into the Fray, I have Dean joining me from Madison, Wisconsin, and he actually emailed me about a property there that had some very interesting activity go on when it was both a hotel and now it has turned into a set of offices, right, Dean? So, first of all, thank you so much for writing me out of the gate, and then secondly, agreeing to come on.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
So I know that you are there now every single day from the sounds of it from your email, but we'll take it back a little bit to when you and your company, you guys took over and you guys were actually tasked with cleaning out this entire property. And I think in your email you said there was over 100 rooms and it was full of stuff still, right?
Oh God, yeah, it was all full of stuff. All the rooms were still full with the beds in, the desk, the TVs, everything. Towels, you name it. Even toilet paper. And it was like they got up and just left. There was actually food. There was a full restaurant there with a huge kitchen and stuff. And there was actually leftover food on a table with the plates and stuff when we walked in.
Oh, that's kind of creepy. Is that, I mean, I'm not very familiar with foreclosures, especially of hotels. So is that a normal thing to do, is to leave everything like that?
What my understanding was once Roadway got it turned into like not a very good part of town, and it's not in a bad section of town, but it wasn't. It was being used by drug addicts and stuff like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So then the bank foreclosed on them. I guess what I understood is the bank came in one day and said they had half hour to leave.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that'll do it.
Yep. So, but yeah, it's a huge building. If you would picture like a big flat U, that's what it kind of looks like. There's the main offices in front, and then the two wings where the rooms would have been. There was 104 rooms. The wings are like 300 feet each, 300 feet long each. So it's really big, really big. And we've had it now going on 6 years. So when the first day I walked in there, there were no lights. All the electricity was off. And, we took the tour and, figure out what we were going to do. And going down in the basement, it's just, everything was really creepy. Yes, people weren't even going down there. Some of the owners and stuff were going, I'm not going down there. You guys just deal with it. Stuff like that.
Did they tell you right out of the gate why they wouldn't go down there?
It was just creepy. Creepy, damp, no lights. So they didn't really say anything. They just said it's too creepy for me.
Okay, right.
But the building was built in the early 60s, and it opened up in 65. So it's been around for a while. We did find some really cool old stuff in there when we were digging around. But anyways, there was a full restaurant with a huge kitchen. There was a full bar, which bands would come and play and stuff. And then the conference rooms, and they had wedding receptions and stuff there. Or it was the hotel. So it was pretty, but it was pretty popular, to have receptions and conferences there before other things got built here in Madison.
Yeah, and been there since the 60s, so good long time. Lots of people in and out, and maybe some emotional times, right, tied to that place?
Yeah, it probably was, yeah. Yeah, there was some creepy things I would say that I found in the rooms for clearing them out and stuff. But,
like personal items, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were left behind, but...
And Dean, I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but we're going to take a quick break with a word from our sponsor. So I'm going to tell you about a new wellness brand just for men. And let's start with some of the problems that men can run into. Have you been noticing your hairline slowly starting to move backwards? Or possibly even some bald spots? Well, why do nothing when you can turn to medicine and science? Here's the solution. forhims.com. It's a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and intimacy solutions for men. And thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. No snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements. These are prescription solutions backed by science. No waiting room, no awkward doctor visits. Save hours by going to forhims.com. You answer a few quick questions, and a doctor will review and prescribe you. Products are shipped directly to your door. So, order now. My listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. See the website for full details. Now remember, this would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/fray. That's forhims.com/fray. forhims.com/fray. Now back to Dean.
So we got there, and there was only 3 of us at the time, and they just wanted us to. They wanted to see if they could give away or sell some of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't just end up in the dump. So they said, well, maybe we can give some to the homeless people or something like that. Instead of just putting it in the dump. So our job at first was just go in there and clean out the rooms and straighten things out before the builders and stuff came in and started doing things. And then basically right away we start noticing things, which is kind of creepy. But, never bothered me. Never really bothered me. But, so the wing was it's 300 feet and it's 2 stories. And we'd be down at one end of the hall, and all of a sudden, one of us or all of us or whatever would all of a sudden you'd see something out of the corner of your eye, like walking into a room, and you'd be like, "What the hell? Who's that?" And at first we thought maybe some people were in there because there were some homeless people in there at first when we first got there. And so we all run down there and ready to kick somebody out or something like that, and there'd be nobody there. Nobody. And this would happen more than once every day. You notice something like that. Or you'd hear footsteps. A good one was this other guy and I were up on the second floor, and we heard, plain as day, somebody walking down below, and we thought it was either the other guy coming back because he wasn't there at the time or somebody else. So we both stopped what we were doing and walked down there, and nobody was there. And we both looked at each other and said, you heard footsteps. I heard footsteps. What's going on? So just kind of giggle about it or whatever and go on with our work. Yeah, but there were shadows. Usually it was weird because usually the shadows were far enough away where you really couldn't see anything. But after a while, they'd get closer and closer. There was times where you'd like walk into a room, and all of a sudden there'd be something move, like something would move off to the side. What the heck? And you'd look over and there'd be nothing there. But,
so it was always out of your periphery that you would see this.
Yeah. Yep. We'd notice we'd shut down at the end of the day and then come back the next day, and tools weren't in the places we left them, and we'd have to go look around and find them. And maybe somebody's messing with us, one of the other people or whatever. But everybody would, no, we're not doing anything. In fact, we weren't even there. And there's a weird thing too. Like, if I'm talking too much and you need to jump in.
No, it's perfect. Go for it. You're doing great.
There's a thing, I called it a mind fog. Example was, I had to find, we had a breakdown in one of the data centers with the humidifier. So I had to go find these bigger movable humidifiers that we had when we first were putting the building together. And they were down in the basement. And I knew kind of where they were, which room they were in, but I wasn't 100% sure. And I said to my boss, I'll go get them and stuff. And I spent, I don't know, a good half hour looking for these humidifiers where I kind of knew where they were and couldn't find them. I mean, they weren't anywhere. And they're pretty big. They're like 4.5 feet tall. And couldn't find them. And about a week later after that, we finally gave up. Said, well, they're gone. Someone took them. And so we went and bought some more. And about a week later, they're in the spot where I remembered them.
Oh my gosh. But where you had already checked.
Yeah. I was in that room 4 times looking for them, and they weren't there. I could have sworn to God they weren't there. And all of a sudden, they're there.
That seems like some real trickery right there, especially since they went ahead and let you guys buy some new ones, and then they're like, okay, we'll give them back now. Yeah.
Kind of weird. There was one time I was the last person in the building for the night, and I shut everything down, and I forgot something downstairs, which it was now my office. My office is down in the basement. And but so I start walking down the steps, these big, wide steps, probably 12, 15 feet wide. And I'm about halfway down, and all of a sudden I could hear, plain as day, down below me, I could hear like, just like whispering. And I just turned around and walked out. And as I was in the atrium area, there's like a little atrium before you walk into the main building. As I was in the atrium area, I had the weirdest feeling that something or somebody was watching me from the second floor. I never turned around and looked, but I just had that the hair on the back of my neck was standing up. I'm going, there's somebody there. There's somebody there. Yeah, it was kind of weird. And so a lot of weird stuff like that would happen, you know, from like even whispers we could hear, like people talking as we were redoing the building.
So the whispers were all throughout the building, not just in the basement?
Yeah, there were some in like other rooms and stuff like that. Like we'd be walking down and you'd hear something like, you know, a whispery type thing. And like, oh, there's somebody in there. So we kind of sneak up and, you know, try and maybe catch somebody that wasn't supposed to be there. And of course, no one was there. So, but yeah, there was a couple other rooms where there was, you know, kind of that whispery stuff, but it was mostly the basement.
Where your office is, though. I didn't realize that your office was actually in the basement, Dean. That's a little yikes. I mean, are you still okay having it down there in the basement? You said nothing's really ever bothered you, but haven't you been a little freaked out by maybe some of it?
No. There was one day. No, I've never been really freaked out about it. There was one day when I was down there and I was checking my email before work to see if anybody emailed me anything that needed to be done. And my door was open and it kept slamming shut. I'd get up and I'd open the door and I, you know, was thinking something happened, you know, and this happened 3 times. It just slammed shut. And I open it, slam shut again. And I open it and slam shut. And then finally I said, come on, guys, just knock it off. I'm a little busy here. But yeah, I mean, I've never really been scared. In fact, I asked the owners about, before it became our office, our main office, if I could spend the night there. And they said no.
Really?
Yeah, something about insurance or something. They go, no, we can't have you do it.
You were just kind of curious to see if, with you there completely by yourself, what might happen?
Yeah. Yep, I was going to bring in a little video camera.
Interesting.
Like that. They don't want me to do it.
Maybe they'll change their minds. That would be a good move. That's a huge high five for me to even ask to do that. That's cool.
But yeah, I don't even have to ask now. I'll just do it. I've been there a while enough. But yeah, now that it's our main corporate office and data center, there's still things going on. A good one is there's a magazine. The receptionist would go into the cafeteria at the end of the day and she'd straighten things out. And she noticed she would stack these magazines onto a table. And then the next morning she'd come in and she'd get coffee ready or whatever. And this magazine was always back on a different table where she would put the other magazines. And in fact, she came up to me and said, Dean, what are you doing? You messing with me? Because we talked about the weird things going there before and stuff. Jess. And like, no, Jess, I'm not messing with you. I'm too busy to mess with you, you know. And she said to me, well, there's this magazine that keeps coming back to this table. And I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. And I put it somewhere on top of a Coke machine or something like that. And sure enough, the next morning it was there on that table. And so I moved it again. And the next morning it was back on the table. And I said, okay, now we're getting serious. So that particular day, I took it downstairs and put it into my office behind a locked door. And there's 2 other doors that you have to unlock to get to my office. And I'm the only one with that particular key. No other, not even the owners have the key, that particular key. And came in the next morning, and that magazine was up on that table. And I'm going, okay, I'm leaving it.
Right.
Obviously, they want it there, so I have no idea.
I can only imagine your face. It was probably just like, okay, then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was just like, both of us, Jessica and I, were just like, Okay, I think we're just going to leave it. And to this day, that magazine is still on that table. No one touches it.
What magazine is it?
It's actually a Men's Health.
I just like that magazine.
Yeah, nothing special. Yeah, nothing special. Just Men's Health. It's actually quite beat up. The cover's missing and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Behind 2 locked doors from the basement.
3 locked doors.
I love three locked doors.
3 locked doors.
Unreal. I love that story. The moving magazine.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what would happen if anyone accidentally threw it away one day. Not that I'm suggesting anyone does that. I'm just saying if it so happened, if they would get upset in some way.
I don't know. Maybe I'll try that once and see what happens.
I don't know. They might be a little upset about that, huh? Or if you took it home, what would happen, right?
Oh, God, yeah. Maybe. Thanks for the idea. Maybe I'll do that.
Not that, I can hear a lot of people screaming at their radio right now going, you don't involve anything, tie it to your home. But I'm just curious,
Yeah, don't.
Or if you just leave it in your car or something. I don't know. I'm just wondering how far this magazine may travel.
Well, maybe I'll try that. And then another time, I was checking out the bathrooms in the morning. One of my jobs in the morning is to check out the bathrooms and make sure they have toilet paper. I don't do any of the cleaning or anything. I just make sure they have the toilet paper and stuff. And the toilet, where the toilet paper goes into the rolls, it's, like you would see in other buildings, it's a 2-roll thing, and it's locked. There's a little plastic key that you have to open it up. And the first bathroom I walked into, every one of them was open. I said, okay, no biggie. Someone's playing around, Didn't know I was going to come in here. And I go to the next bathroom. There's 6 bathrooms in there that are associated with the main part of the offices. And so I go into the next bathroom, and everyone's down again. And I go to the next bathroom. Everyone is down again.
Gosh.
And I had to wait till Jess came in. Jess, guess what? And then she went, oh, no, you can't be serious. And so that was really weird. That was really weird.
They certainly like to drive, or they or it, she or he or whatever we're going to call it, they certainly like to mess with things to make a point that are having to do with things that should be locked, and there's like one key for it, and no one else can really be messing with things, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of weird like that. And I found they like to move things, tools, little things like that, that you'd be using one day, or you go to look for that. Part of my office is the maintenance room, and so all the tools are there. Try to keep it pretty clean, although it's a mess. But I go for a tool and it's gone, and it's halfway across the room or in a different room.
Mm.
And that happens all the time, even to this day. It happens all the time. So, just like, okay, they're messing with me. And another weird thing that happened there. This happened years ago, back in I would say early 80s. Because my aunt used to work there. She used to work as a waitress for the restaurant there. And she actually had a heart attack and died there. So that's pretty weird. And I've never had any feeling of her there or anything. Like this is her or anything like that, or any sense that she's there or anything. But I just found that pretty weird that that she passed away there.
Yeah, your aunt. That was definitely a question. Was, do you think that it's at all tied to her? And I just wonder, because you are the manager there, and I mean, you can make the assumption, oh well, it must be your aunt because you're the one with the keys, and it seems like everything is kind of centered around you, but you're the one that has access to everything. I mean, maybe if someone else was managing, they would also be having the same experiences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a few other people there that have, noticed things here and there, like the receptionist and a couple other people. But nothing, since I'm there every day and through the building, all through the building every day. I'm never in one spot. So I get to notice a lot of things, a little different. I just, hear things or see things. Jessica was telling me last week, I believe, that she heard giggling back in the cafeteria. She was giggling. And so she actually walked back there to see if there's anybody back there.
Did it sound like a child or an adult, or could she tell?
She said she couldn't tell. She said it sounded maybe like a kid, but it was kind of quietish, so she really couldn't determine if it was an adult or a child. But she said it sounded like a kid, which I thought was weird because there's no kids here.
Yeah, the activity does seem pretty lighthearted. Except for seeing how do you guys still see the shadow figures out of the corner of your eye?
Occasionally I'll see something down in the basement. Everything else, where the rooms used to be, we took out the second floor, so they're just big, almost like big, huge warehouses instead of the rooms. So that they were, all cleaned out. Everything was cleaned out. The second floor was taken out. In fact, I was joking to the other people there going, I'm waiting to look up and see somebody walking on the old second floor that's not there anymore.
Right.
Haven't seen that yet.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Everything else is so different now and from when it was a hotel. That's all pretty much all gone. Just the exterior that we saved to maintain that part of the building.
Well, you hear oftentimes when there's any renovations going on, whether it be a business or a home, that sometimes that will kick everything into gear. But you guys, you and the other two workers, right out of the gate, noticed that there was stuff going on. And that was before anything was torn up. You guys were just there to remove things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, there was, down in the basement, there were the old boilers, especially when we first got there, and in the kitchen, too. The kitchen was really creepy because, they had all the stoves and fryers and everything in there. And we didn't touch that. We just boarded it off for the longest.
Oh.
And kind of kept it off, because we were busy doing other things. So that was one of the last to go. And even when you'd walk in there, I'd catch something moving on the other side. Or even today, not today, but even recently and stuff, I'll be down in the basement and I could be coming out of my office and there'll be movement down at the other end. Okay, what are you guys doing?
I'm just picturing the creepy kitchen from the Stanley Hotel in The Shining, right? Because it was always quiet, and they'd go in there by themselves. And I just think of that lovely setup there with you guys. How many people on a daily basis are usually in the building?
Probably about 50, 75.
Okay. Is that like a hot topic kind of a thing because it seems so active, or do people not really talk about it much?
They do talk about it. It depends on what's going on and stuff. Somebody will come up to me and mention something that they might have, they heard something or saw something out of the corner of their eye, or who's down in the basement. I heard something. Noises down in the basement. I'm not down there, or something like that.
Okay.
I've gotten a text before. Dean, what are you doing down in the basement? It's noisier than hell. I'm not down there. So yeah, they've heard pounding and stuff like that. In the recent past. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Was it at all rumored? And I'm not trying to make that tie with your aunt or anything. I'm just wondering. Was there rumors of it being haunted way back when? Have you found anything akin to that, to reports of any of that back then?
Not that I've ever heard of, no. Yeah, I used to, actually, when I was a kid, I used to go to the pool there. You know, 'cause my aunt worked there. I was a little younger kid and stuff, 11, 10 or so, 10, 11. Used to go to the pool and stuff, and I don't remember ever, being scared of anything or anything like that. But I never, I grew up in the area, so I never heard anything out of the ordinary about the place.
Why is it always the basement? Why is the basement always the hot spot? I mean, not always. I don't want to be dramatic, but you hear it quite a bit, right?
Well, in this basement too, it's big. It's quite big, and there's all these, rooms off the hallway. It's about a 300-foot hallway. The main hallway in the basement, which led off to the old boiler room, the old chiller room, and stuff like that, and a couple conference rooms down in the basement. And there's other smaller rooms in there. And it was big and it was dark. And that's what I remember when I first got there. It was big and dark, and it was standing water in places. It was just creepy. Even I was getting like, oh, this is kind of creepy, guys.
So is your office a separate little room, like to where you can shut the door, or what's the setup down there for you?
Yeah. Yep. It's a fairly big room. It used to be the maintenance room.
Okay.
And so it's a pretty big room. There's a big work table in there. It's got a locking door and everything like that. So actually, except for the door slamming and misplacing things or having things being misplaced, I haven't really noticed much activity in that room compared to like other areas of the building.
What would you call the most active area?
I would say down the basement in one of the old conference rooms. It's almost like a maze down there. People get lost all the time. But as you come down the main steps, off to the right, was an old conference room. And on the other side of that conference room, through another door, is steps that lead up to the second floor that would go to the back. And that room, every time I go in there, I get kind of like, I hurry up to go through it. That's where I kind of heard those voices that one time when I was coming down the basement. That's where they sounded like they were coming from to me.
Has anyone ever been able to pick out any words when they hear this whispering?
I haven't. I'm not sure about anybody else, but I haven't heard anything like "get out" or anything weird like that.
Right.
Or anything that I could actually pick out. But yeah, not that I'm aware of. People tell me all the time that, when they hear things or see things or something, but no one's ever mentioned like, this is what I heard type thing.
Are there any people that refuse to go near your office down in the basement?
Oh God, tons of people.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of the people won't even go down there. They won't even go near it.
That sounds like a really fun place. I need to come visit.
Oh, I love the place. Again, we found all kinds of old things in there as we were tearing apart things, from pop cans to beer cans and stuff like that, to old signs and things like that. So there was a bunch of old, people would just put behind a wall or something,
right.
Construction workers or something. And then again, I found some creepy things too, like drug paraphernalia, which I think isn't that creepy or anything. But, we found things like that, of course. But one thing I did find that I found really creepy, going cleaning out one room, and I happened to flip over the bed, and underneath the bed, the wooden frame part, that you never get to see anyways, when you're in a hotel or anything. There was a woman's bra and a pair of panties that were cut.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah, and I saw that, and one of the guys was with me too, and I picked it up, and I go, "Oh my God, really?
Wow.
You gotta be kidding me!" And I said to him, "I go, I hope she wanted that."
Yeah. Oh gosh.
And
See.
that was one of the creepier things I've seen.
Right. Boy, if that could tell a story, right? Not that we'd probably want to hear it, but that's what I really bet every single room in that place could tell so many tales.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things we would say too. I mean, this place could talk. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Of course, it sounds like it is. I mean, with the pounding going on in the basement and the lights you say go on and off. Does that happen quite a bit as well?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. In fact, I was just having trouble with the lights up on the second floor last week. Some people moved around up there, and one of the women went to the cube or whatever and goes, "Gee, my lights aren't working." Well, they were working yesterday, and they weren't dead or anything. And I said, "I'll deal with it later," and they came back on. So I don't know what happened there. I haven't had a chance to go back and figure it out.
Well, and I think you said it was Jessica. She actually calls it our ghost. And would you mind telling the story about when you were outside salting and then when you were looking for your card key to get back in?
Yes. So yeah, it was during the winter, and I had to go make sure that the walks are clean before people come into work. So I was there early and outside, and I was throwing salt down and stuff. And I was coming back in. And to get back in, you need a card to swipe. And so there's a vestibule, an atrium. So there's two sets of doors. And in the atrium, just still back by the first set of doors, I'm digging for my wallet, going, "That's right, nobody's in." I'm digging for my wallet to swipe it, and all of a sudden the door clicked. And I haven't even got my wallet, the card out of my wallet at the time. The door clicked. And I quick looked up to see who was up on the second floor with the clicker to let me in. Because I was going to say, "Hey, thanks for letting me in." And nobody's there. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And because there was a couple people there. And so I waited till Jess came in, and I go, "Jess, how many of these clickers do we have?" She goes, "Just this one." I go, "You're kidding me." And I told her, and she goes, "Oh my God, really? He's letting you in now? They're letting you in now?"
I just love it. Like you said, it's not nefarious at all or dark. It doesn't seem dark at all.
I haven't felt threatened or anything like that. I've actually, like I said, that one time with the door, I was yelling at them to knock it off.
Right. And maybe you can encourage them to salt the sidewalks for you because nobody likes to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, guys, help out a little bit. You live here rent free.
Mm-hmm. And there's, let's see, the mind fog thing that's happened a couple times where you know where something is, and Dean, go check, go grab that or whatever, and I'll go down there and it's not there, and I put it there. I know I put it there, and I'll look and I'll look and I'll look and I'll go back and look, and then we'll finally give up or whatever, and a few days up to a week or so later, it's back. And that's happened a few times. So I just call it the mind fog. It kind of hides things on you. So that's kind of creepy part. Last time I heard the whispering, just heard the giggles. I suppose sometime back over the winter I heard some whispering down in the basement again. So they're still there. They're not, I don't think, as active as they used to be. Mm-hmm. Like when we first got there, because we were seeing them, like I said, every day more than once. Like the shadows in the corner of your eye, footsteps. on the first, second floor, depending where you were. If you were on the second floor, they were on the first floor. If you were on the first floor, they were on the second floor. Elevator, we have an elevator in there that very few people use because the thing has a mind of its own, even though we've had people come in and fix it and stuff.
What does it do?
It'll just shut off in the middle of the run, or not open, or take you up to you hit the button for the second floor and it'll take you to the basement. So it does weird things.
Yeah, people don't like small spaces, and elevators, rightfully so, can freak people out sometimes. So I can imagine getting stuck in an elevator wouldn't be very fun. They're like stairs. Stairs are good.
But, yeah, we've had people look at it. And we've had it redone and everything, and it still does it. Still does weird things. Yeah, I mean, it's I like working there. It's an adventure every day, you know, with just work and stuff, but, you know, just the weirdness of the things going on in there. And, you know, we found tunnels and stuff that nobody knew about.
Oh, interesting. Where do those go?
Yeah. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. We haven't checked them out.
How did you, were they behind, I mean, how did you even find those?
One of them was behind a wall,
Oh.
and another one was underneath fake floor.
What? Wow.
Yeah, you could hear a hollowness. So we tore up the floor. It was just some boards, so we tore it up, and there's a big, huge tunnel that heads out towards the road.
Can you stand up in it?
No, you got to crawl through it. They want me to go through it because I do the cave.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're a caver. So, of course, you have to go, Dean.
Yeah, so I'll figure it out one day and go through it. But,
wow, I wasn't expecting that, the tunnels. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's 2 tunnels in there that I know of. 2 different tunnels that I know of. And the one that was underneath the floor is huge. I mean, not huge. I mean, long. You can't see the end of it. And like I said, it heads out towards the road. And the other one, they're both one's on the first floor going towards the road, and the other one's in the basement that heads back towards our courtyard. That would be back, it goes back towards where the old pool was, which is now a warehouse. So I don't know, they were using it. And that one's small too. That one's just like a crawl space too. But
Dean's been nominated. Dean's nominated to go into the tunnels.
Yeah, they keep going, Dean, when are you going to check out the tunnels? One of these days.
Yeah. See, but when they mess with the lights, I mean, as a caver, you know that light is your lifeline. So, I mean, I wouldn't be very comfortable with that either, because I'm going, they already messed with the light. So heaven forbid I go down there with 5 different flashlights and a hard hat with a light on it, and all of them go out. I mean, that would be very unpleasant.
Yeah, it would be. It would be scary. But
yeah.
No, that's what I like about caves. They're scary.
Have you read The Descent? That was the joke that I put in the email about the Hadels.
I saw the movie and stuff. Yeah.
Boy, that had to have screwed you up for a little while about caving after The Descent is one of my favorite books of all time. I just think it's such a great read.
The Descent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got it in my bookcase.
Do you? Yeah, so do I. I love it.
Yep. In fact, I should read it again pretty soon.
Yeah, I give it a few years, and then I read it again, cover to cover, every single word, because I love it. And you have you have deeper, but I think that Descent is just nothing like the first one, right? Like usual.
And but with the caves, I haven't seen too many weird things down there when I've been down in the caves. The weirdest thing we've ever seen is called it the Cave of Spiders.
Oh.
So we these set of caves down in Iowa. We love to go to. It's part of a state park, Lakota, I believe it's called, state park, and it's actually kind of family oriented, where there's like 3 main caves, and they're lit, and they have walkways and handles and stuff like that. But as you're walking through the cave, that part of the cave, you just look over to the walls, and there'll be a hole in the wall, or in the floor even, and you go into those and see where they lead you. So we were going into one that we found, and I went in first, and so I get in, and took about you could see a cavern through the opening. You could see a cavern, but because it's only about, I would say 3 feet high, the entrance. And so you got to get on your belly, crawl through. But there's a lot of fallen rocks and stalactites and stalagmites there. So you got to crawl through them and weave your way through these to get to the cavern you could see. And so I go in first, and I'm checking it out, and I'm waiting for the other 2 people to come in. And as I'm sitting there, I happen to just look out of the corner of my eye, and there's a big, huge, probably the size, I would say $quarter-half black spider sitting right next to my face with an egg sac underneath it. And I go, oh, cool. And I'm not afraid of spiders. I like spiders. I think they're pretty neat. So I go, oh, cool, look, there's a spider there. And then I start looking around, and I'm looking around more, and then I finally yell out, I go, guys, you may not want to come back. I know those guys are afraid of spiders. I go, you may not want to come in here. This place was literally crawling with spiders.
No.
They're everywhere, just everywhere. And I mean, they're on me and everything. And I'm just like, okay, no biggie, but, so that's the creepiest thing I've seen.
Yeah, I'm with your friends, though. I'm sure you already know I'm not a big fan of spiders, so cave full of spiders is no.
Oh yeah, it was, and I try to take pictures, and I don't know, when you see in the National Geographic or something like that, the pictures of caves, they must bring in tons of lights, because I've brought in good cameras to even cell phones, to try to take a picture with other lights than what we have on our helmets and stuff. And I can't get good pictures. I've tried a bunch of times, but I got some other ideas I want to come up with and stuff. So the next time I go down there. But,
caves and spiders. Oh, that's a good combo right there. Just pitch black.
Yeah. Yeah, pitch black.
So
turn off the lights and you can't see anything in front of your face.
This might be a really dumb question, but I mean, I'm assuming there are in fact cave-dwelling spiders that just stay in the dark all the time. Is that what they do? What the heck do they eat down there?
Well, I'm sure there's other insects coming in.
Yeah, the wayward insect that just didn't mean to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure there's something. There was enough of them in there, so I'm sure there's food in there.
Right. Well,
I'm sure there's, centipedes, cockroaches, even, I don't know. There's a bunch of different species of cockroaches besides the ones we hate. So
yeah, and they're probably even bigger and nastier in the caves too, right?
Yeah, yeah. But going through a cave, it's just a whole different world down there. You can't see anything until beyond your light, so you don't know what's going on, what's going to be up there until you get there. Some of the tighter ones, your heart's beating, coming right through your chest. You don't know if you'll be able to turn around or not.
Right, that feeling of you might get stuck. I mean, that's terrifying. It's got to be.
Yeah, kind of is. The more thing I'm afraid of is having to back out.
Right.
I always try to find somewhere I can turn around.
Yeah.
And your mind screaming, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Right.
You're going, I'm just going to go do it.
Oh, man.
And, there's, just recently we were down there and we came to the end of a run. And there was 3 other holes in the walls that you can get through. This is a little bit bigger area. So I'm going to go up there to the one that's up in the ceiling and go down and see what I can find. And you guys wait here. And, so I crawl up this place. I mean, it's just about a little bit bigger around than I am, so you got kind of squeezing through to get up to it. And as soon as I get up to it, it's like a little platform, 6 inches wide or so, and then it just drops like a slide into nothing. And I didn't know it at the time, of course. And I get up there and I go, okay, I'm going to squeeze over. And as soon as I hit that floor or whatever, the part of that cave, I start sliding down into the next section, and I can't stop. And, I'm screaming, and other guys are going, Dean, Dean, Dean. I'm screaming, and finally I was able to stop. But, that's to me, I love that stuff.
All I can say is if you happen to run into Ike, make sure you get that autograph. Everybody loves Ike. So if he's out there, that would be great. Love that book.
We're going to probably go down to those caves again here in a couple weeks. And then there's other caves we go to that, no one's ever been into. There's part of Wisconsin they call the Driftless area. It's down towards the Mississippi River, and it's just riddled with caves. So, you like this one up by Richland Center. We have to walk through a farmer. We have to park the car on the road, and we walk like another quarter mile to a farmer's field, and then there's a hole in the ground, just a little bit bigger than we are, hole in the ground, and go from there. So nobody's ever been in these caves before. Not even the farmers get permission to go into the caves. I'm not going down there. There's animals down there. I've never seen any animals yet.
They must be talking about other, air quote, like animals.
Raccoon.
Yeah.
Raccoons or something like that, which I wouldn't want to mess with if anyone, to be honest with you. But, going to a place where no one's ever been is pretty neat. And
absolutely. There's not a lot of that around anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I found out that most of the time you have to go underground to do it.
Yeah, that's very true. Except now that you've told me about the cave-dwelling spiders, you probably won't catch Shannon going caving anytime soon.
In that part, too, that was the only one we saw with all the spiders like that. I never saw another spider. I don't know why they like that part of that particular cave.
That sounded like a lot of spiders, too.
Oh, there was hundreds of them. Literally, maybe even thousands, but they were everywhere. In fact, I was trying to get out of it without killing any of them. I don't like killing anything unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
With insects and stuff, or anything. But, so I'm trying to get out without mushing any of them.
I would have had a different reaction. I would have.
Embarrassingly
to say.
They look at me and go, how can you do that? I used to love insects. I still do. Went to school for a few years, actually, for in entomology.
Oh, really?
Stuff. Yeah. I got a little. I like my favorite ones are spiders and scorpions.
Oh man!
I like spiders and scorpions.
You would like it here. We have the camel spider here.
Yep.
The old cephalogae.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Which is more related to a scorpion than a spider, but yeah.
Oh, it looks like it too, except no tail. Mm-hmm.
Yep. You got scorpions and snakes and stuff, but I'm not a big snake person. I like, I'm more of a bug person.
Well, I tell you what, Dean, the next time I see one of the cephalogaes, I'm not getting near it, but I'll try to have somebody catch it and I'll send it to you because I don't want it in my backyard.
Oh, sure. That'd be great.
I posted a picture of one of those one time and someone's like, you should have caught it. People pay like $50 for those things. I was like, I am not getting anywhere near that damn thing. It looks like it's from Hades. No thanks.
Yeah. Yep. I used to have a bunch of tarantulas, and until that's a funny story. Until one of them got out of the cage, and my wife and I were sitting here, and we could hear our cats. They were kittens at the time, going crazy in the bedroom, the other bedroom, the spare bedroom at the time, just going crazy. And what the hell's going on with the cats? We just kind of forgot about it. And again, it was happening, and I go, I better go check it out. I go in there, and there's 3 kittens messing around with a Goliath bird eater tarantula.
Oh my God.
And the tarantula's up on its hind leg.
Uh-huh.
You know, and the cats are swiping at it. And when the tarantula's up on its hind legs, it can't bite. But, you know, it's just showing you, look, these are my fangs.
Yeah, he's puffed up.
Like 2-inch fangs. It was a baby, but it was still probably, with the legs and stuff, 6-7 inches.
Oh my God. That was a baby.
Yeah, glass bird eaters
precious.
are the world's largest
Oh my God.
spider.
Yeah, the bird eater. I've seen pictures of those guys. That's incredible. Yep. He got loose, the little rascal.
Yep. Got loose. And a little bit after that, my wife said, I think we should get rid of him.
Yeah.
She was pregnant at the time, so.
Oh, man.
We'll get rid of him.
Oh, the old bird eater got out again, huh? Oh, darn it.
But
swinging back to your place there, have you ever left any kind of a recording device overnight to see what you capture?
You know, I haven't, but now that you mention it, I'm going to. You know, I did try to spend the night in there that one time, but I never even really thought about leaving a recording device, and I should. I know we got cameras everywhere in the place, and no one's ever noticed anything weird through the cameras yet that I know of. And I'm sure someone would tell me if they did. But there's cameras throughout the place. I mean, data centers are just ridiculous for security. I'm going, what do they want? You know, I mean, you'd have to be just super pro to even figure out what the heck's going on in the place, you know. But the security is just ridiculous at a data center.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. Yeah, I just wonder if if there'd be any of the whispering or any of the pounding, or maybe it likes you guys being there. You know, maybe nothing would happen because no one was there.
It could be, but it's worth giving it a shot.
Yeah,
and I'll do that. I'll stick down a old cassette tape or something.
Yeah, anything.
At least get a half hour or something for starters and see what happens. I'll let you know.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
Or not. Yeah, thanks for the idea. I don't know why I never thought of that, except for the one time wanting to spend the night. And now I can spend the night, you know, but back then, because of all the construction, they were
right
about it, you know. But no, I'll do that. I'll do that this week, I think. I'll set up set it to record.
I mean, boy, if those walls could talk, I think that bra and panty thing, that's really creepy. And that just proves that when you go stay at any hotel, even if it was just prior a hotel, you just don't know what's been going on in those rooms and the kind of energy left behind.
Exactly. And I even said that when I found her. Like I said, I hope she wanted this.
Yeah.
And I go, there's some bad stuff that happened here.
Yeah.
How long this place has been here, and how popular it was at one time, to be used and stuff, from wedding receptions to people spending the night and stuff. Yeah, something bad happened here.
Yeah, probably lots of bad stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, makes for, good stories, no matter what, and everybody likes to hear those stories. The magazine was obviously a big one for me. Behind the Three Locked Doors, that's really cool.
Oh yeah, that one. Even to this day, we talk about that. Jess and I will bring that up.
Yeah.
Magazine's still there. Yep, they haven't touched it.
Yeah. Don't touch that men's health. It's important somehow to somebody.
Yeah. And it'll shut off, we have this big TV when you walk in. Jess will be sitting there and the thing will shut off on her. So that's another weird thing, TV shutting off on her. The remote's in a drawer by her desk there. It's a reception area. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's funny. So, do you want to go check that switch in the back and make sure it's plugged in right? What's going on? But again, I've never felt threatened there. I've never felt any like it's my aunt doing anything.
Right.
Felt that was her or anything like that. fact, I even said, "Come on, Aunt Rose, where are you? You know, you're here. Let me know." And I never felt anything like that.
No confirmation yet, huh?
Yeah, but I think I will. You know, now that you mention it, you know, I don't know why I never thought of trying to record, but I think I'll do that. You know, and I'll let you know. I'll send you an email and say, "Yeah, I did the recording, and here's what happened." You heard something, and if I do hear something, I'll send you a copy.
Well, thank you. Oh, I'd appreciate that.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
this will actually air on Thursday, so I'm sure you won't have time maybe to do it before then, or, you know, maybe if somebody wants to pop through, maybe you will, but yeah, I would love that.
I can maybe get one set up by tomorrow. I can try by tomorrow.
Oh, no pressure, of course. No, I just appreciate you sharing the tales. I mean, what a cool location.
It is. It's a pretty cool building, you know, and there's a lot of history in there. And, you know, like I said, we saved all the exterior stuff and some of the interior, but most of the interior has been gutted and redone. And they're just secure areas now that, you know, are just the data center part where it's really boring. It's nothing like you see on the movies.
Right. That's still a pretty active location. And then the tunnels. Yeah. Oh, well, someone has to go in the tunnels one of these days. Yeah.
In fact, I'm writing that down. I'll go check out those tunnels maybe by this week sometime too.
Maybe you just find a SWAT team friend and you get one of those robots with the cameras on it and you can send that thing down in there.
That's what I said. I go, we got to get a four-wheeler remote control thing or something to get through.
Just get an RC car with a GoPro on it.
Yeah. I go, what do you guys want me to go down to?
Yeah, I didn't mean for you to go down. I just meant, you know, somehow the tunnels should probably be looked at.
They keep telling me, Dean, you go in the caves. You can do this. Yeah, I can do it, but why do I want to?
Yeah, it's not
like a cave.
Question of can I, it's will I.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll do that. I'll do the recording. I'm writing that down. I wrote down the recording already, and I'll check out the tunnels and let you know.
Thanks, Dean.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know about the recording. And of course, if I hear anything else or anything like that, I'll shoot you an email and let you know.
Yeah, let me know. I'd love to have any updates on the place. Yeah, and maybe in another, you know, however long we can hop back on, and you're like, oh, more stuff's going on, you know.
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna go check out those tunnels and set up a recorder and see what we can find. Maybe bring in a Ouija board.
I was actually thinking that, but I didn't want to say it because, you know, I get probably the eye rolls. But, you know, you never know. You never know what they might respond to, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, I'm not afraid to do it.
Hey, if you go caving, then, I mean, honestly, that's pretty cool. And covered in spiders and still not freaking out, then you're pretty level-headed. So I'm sure you can handle the tunnels at your office space, since your office is down in the basement anyway, where half the people won't, or more than half the people probably won't even go. So
yeah, I don't know why I got one of the coolest offices in the building. You know, I've got old payphone down there. I've got a Longhorn skull. I've got a dummy bomb, Navy bomb, hanging from the ceiling that was left there somewhere. It was down in one of the back rooms. We tear open this door, and there's a bomb sitting there. But we find out it's a dummy bomb.
Still, yeah. At first, you're like, what in the actual hell is this?
It was like, there's a freaking bomb here, guys. So that's up on the ceiling now.
I think it's funny about the payphone. I mean, that thing is in and of itself, that's its own kind of a cryptid, right? Is a payphone.
Yeah. Yep.
That's incredible. Yep. Well, Dean, let me know if anything else happens. We'll be in touch though, because I think this property it's incredible that it's still going on, which you don't always hear about. Yeah. Sometimes it's an older tale. So.
Sure, I'll let you know more when I come across it.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Dean. Thanks for your time.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Nice to finally talk to you.
You too. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. And thanks for the ideas.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the ideas. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Oh, it's
Really
okay. It's, you're there every day. It's not it's something that, the next step doesn't always come to you. So.
Yep. Okay. Well, thanks so much. And I'll keep in touch and have a great day.
Thanks, Dean. You too. Have a good evening.
Okay.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, I'm so-and-so. I was given this name by my parents. I've been to such and such a college. I've done these things in my profession. I produce a little biography. Buddha says, forget it. That's not true. That's some story. That's all gone. That's all past. I want to see the real you are now. Well, nobody knows who that is. Because we don't know ourselves except through listening to our echoes and consulting our memories. But then there's a real you, and that again leads us back to this question. Who are you? That is the real you. We shall see how they play with this exam by the koans to get you to come out of your shell and find out who you really are. when you settle down in the train to read your newspaper and so on, you are not the same person who a little while ago left the platform. If you think you are linking your moments up in a chain. And this is what binds you to the wheel of birth and death. But when you know that every moment in which you are is the only moment, this comes into Zen. A master will say to somebody, get up and walk across the room. And he comes back and he says, where are your footprints? They've gone. So where are you? Who are you? When we are asked who we are, we usually give a kind of recitation of a history.